Hello students, my name is R. Sivakumari, Physics PGT from G. Sigdam KGBV, Srikakulam district. Students, today I want to explain a topic from second inter physics, first chapter, waves. I think already all of you have gone through the previous videos from this chapter. This is the last topic from this chapter. And relating to this chapter, some terms will be there. We have to revise. Those terms are velocity, okay, second one wavelength, and third one is frequency, fourth one is time period, and velocity is given by the symbol v, wavelength is given by a symbol lambda, and frequency is given by the symbol f or n or nu, f, n or nu, okay. Time period is given by a symbol called t, okay. And now relating to waves, we have an equation for velocity. You know very well. That equation is v is equals to n lambda. Okay. Where v is the velocity of the sound wave or a wave. N is the frequency of the wave. And lambda is the wavelength of the sound, of a particular sound. And we can write this equation like this also. Suppose we want the equation for frequency v by lambda, and also for the lambda also v by n. We can write this equation like this also. And velocity means the speed of the particular wave. And the equation related to velocity is v is equals to n lambda. And wavelength, lambda means it is the distance between two successive crusts or two successive compressions made by the wave. Suppose if it is a sound wave, it is a distance between two successive compressions, or one crust and one trough makes one wave, one lambda, that will be equals to 1 lambda. And frequency means if a wave is there, a particular wave, then if the wave is going, then the number of wave passing through the medium per second, the number of waves per second. If a particle is making oscillations, then number of oscillations per second, that is equals to frequency. And if the particle is making vibration, suppose for example tuning fork, number of vibrations per second, it is the frequency of the tuning fork. So frequency means, suppose for a wave, number of waves per second. Time period means, suppose a wave is there, the time taken by the wave for making one wave, or for if the particle is making oscillations, the time taken for the particle to make one oscillation. And if the particle is making vibrations, the time taken by that particle for one vibration. That is the time period of that particular wave. So for making one wave, the time taken by that wave is called as the time period of that particular wave. So these are the terms related to this topic. Of course, so many terms are related to waves, but these terms are necessary for this topic. And also, students, relating to waves, already you have learned some phenomena like the beats, and also the vibrations of the strings, and also the differences in the sounds from different sources. Suppose I will tell you an example. The horn of a bus will make one type of sound, and the sound from a bird will make another type of sound, and the sound from a siren of a factory will make another type of sound. So that means we are hearing different types of sounds from different sources. So we can observe so many different sounds and from different sources, and depending upon those differences also, suppose to type from the we can observe the quality differences in the quality of the sound. And coming to this topic, what happens when there is a difference in the sound from the same source? That means suppose a person is standing in the bus stand, then he will hears the sound from the bus. When it is approaching the person, he will hears the sound from the horn of the bus in a high pitch. That means he can hear the sound in a high pitch, and while it is going away from that person, the sound will be different. The pitch decreases. The quality of that sound decreases. That means the pitch of the sound from the horn of that bus decreases. Like that, if we can observe in our daily life so many sounds from the same source. From the same source, we can observe difference in the pitch of that sound. So depending upon these differences, a physicist named J.C. Doppler. He explained a phenomena called as Doppler effect. Doppler effect, depending upon the differences coming from the differences in the sound coming from the same source. So his name is Doppler. So on the honor of his work, the phenomena has also the same name called as Doppler effect. Now we will go to that Doppler effect, the phenomena. Okay. So depending upon the differences in the pitch of the sound from the same source, because of the change in the distance between the observer and the source. That means suppose a bus is coming towards the observer, that means a person, if he is observing the sound of the bus which is coming from the horn of the bus, that difference while he is observing when it is coming towards him and when it passes away from him, then he can observe the difference. Why? Because the distance between the observer who is observing in the bus stand between the bus, that means the source of the sound. The bus is the source of the sound. That the sound which is coming from the bus and the observer, the distance is the distance is changing. While it is approaching, the distance decreases, and while it is going away from the observer, the distance increases. So depending upon that, a physicist named J.C. Doppler, he has given a new phenomena called as Doppler effect. Okay. He states that when a source of sound is approaching an observer, then the pitch will be increased. That means the pitch increases means the frequency increases. Which depends upon the frequency. The pitch depends on frequency. So the frequency increases. While if it is passing away from the observer, then the frequency decreases. That means there is a change in the frequency. So that change is called as the apparent change in the frequency. When it is observed while the distance is changing. So he states that according this Doppler effect, the change in the frequency, the apparent change in the frequency of the sound observed due to the relative motion between observer and source of sound is called as the Doppler effect. See, the apparent change in the frequency of sound. Observed due to relative motion between observer and source of sound. The apparent change in frequency. Because of the change in the frequency, the sound is different. The apparent change in frequency of sound observed due to relative motion between observer and source of sound is called as the Doppler effect. Is called as a Doppler effect. So this Doppler effect, it is because of relative motion between observer and source of sound. Okay, these two terms are important, and the apparent change in the frequency of the sound, that change, for that apparent change we have to find out. And in this topic we will have, related to this Doppler effect, we will have some cases. That means what, if suppose the bus or a particular sound which is from coming from the source, if it is stationary, that means if the source is not moving, suppose for example a siren from a factory, it does not move. If the observer is moving, that means if he is moving towards that siren, then he will observe the high frequency, and if he is going away from the siren, then he can observe the less frequency. So in this case, the observer is moving and not the source of the sound. So when the source is not moving and observer only moving, then what is the apparent change in the frequency? So that is one case. And then another case is if the source is moving. In as I told you, a bus is moving from one place to another place. So the observer is not moving there. So he is standing in the bus stand. Then also there will be a change in the frequency. Why? Because the source is moving now. The source of sound is moving now. So that is one case. And another case is if both are moving. That means the source is also moving and the observer is also moving. Suppose an ambulance is coming. If the observer is going on a bike, then both are moving. The observer is also moving and the ambulance is also moving. That means maybe the ambulance and the observer, they are coming nearer to each other, are going away from each other, but both are moving. That is another case. So let us see those three cases related to this topic, Doppler effect. So let us see the case 1. Let us see the first case. Source is at rest and observer is moving. Source is at rest and observer is moving. Case 1. Source is at rest. Observer is moving. Okay. Suppose, for example, a source is there here, and from this source a sound wave is coming. Suppose in all directions the sound is equally distributed, but we have to take the line joining the source and the observer. In all directions the sound will be distributed, of course, but we have to take an observer is here like this. We have to take the line joining the source and the observer for this topic, and here the source is at rest and the observer is moving. If it is moving towards the source, okay, then let V be the velocity of the sound. V be the velocity of the sound, and F be the frequency of the sound and also lambda be the wavelength of sound. Okay, and now observer is moving towards the source, so he will have some velocity. So let V subscript O be the velocity of observer. Okay, if he is moving towards the source, let V be the velocity of the sound, and F be the frequency of the sound, and lambda be the wavelength of the sound, and V naught be the velocity of the observer. And now when it is approaching towards the source, when he is approaching towards the source, what happens to the velocity? Now velocity will be changed. Then there will be a apparent velocity. In which he is coming towards the source. So what happens? The apparent velocity will be V plus the velocity of the observer. Velocity of the sound and velocity of the observer. Okay. And also we will have from the wave equation. V is equals to F lambda. Lambda, and F is equals to V by lambda. Okay. Now suppose this is the apparent velocity. Okay. Now what we require the apparent frequency. So the change in the frequency will be equals to V by lambda actually, but here apparent frequency, so apparent velocity by the wavelength. The wavelength does not changes in this case. The wavelength does not changes. Okay, so but the velocity changes. So apparent velocity by wavelength. Okay, and now apparent velocity by, we have already for the lambda, from this equation, lambda equals to V by F. And now, so V by F, that equals to, we have from this equation apparent velocity equals to V plus V naught. V plus V naught, and this one goes to numerator by, because lambda equals to V by F, so this F goes to numerator. V plus V naught by V. So the final equation is apparent frequency equals to the original frequency. F is the original frequency of the sound, but after he approaches towards the source, then the frequency changes. That change, the apparent frequency equals to V plus V naught by V. This is the equation for the apparent frequency of the sound. Okay. F. While it is, if the observer is approaching towards the source. While if if an observer is here, then he is going away from the source, and he is going away from the source. What happens? He is going away from the source. Here he is approaching towards the source. If the observer is going away from the source, so then what happens to velocity? Apparent velocity equals to v minus v naught. Sorry, observer velocity. This one is the velocity of the observer. Then what happens to apparent frequency equals to apparent velocity by lambda. That means v by lambda we have from this from the equation, this one, v is equals to f lambda, f is equals to v by lambda. So apparent velocity by wavelength. Why? Because we are taking the equation for apparent frequency. And now that is equals to apparent velocity is v minus v naught. And for the lambda we have the equation from this one, v by f. Okay, this f is the original frequency, and this f is the f subscript f is the, this is the apparent frequency. So from this equation, v minus v naught by f. Okay, this is the equation for the apparent frequency while the observer is going away from the source. Here the source is stationary. If the source is at rest, and here the observer is moving towards the source and observer is going away from the source. Okay, I will write the equation again now. So now when the observer is towards the source is at rest, then what happens? While he is going away, the apparent velocity and the apparent frequency equals to apparent velocity by lambda, that is equals to apparent velocity by, and we will have for the lambda v by f also. So v by f, that is equals to f into apparent velocity equals to v minus v naught by v. This is the equation for the apparent frequency. Okay, and while it is going away from source, okay, and towards the source, observer is moving towards source, v apparent equals to v plus v naught. Why? Because it is approaching towards the source. So apparent frequency equals to lambda equals to v by f, that is equals to f into apparent velocity equals to, in this case, v plus v naught by v. So this is the equation for apparent frequency. So this is the equation. Okay, note it down. Let us see the second case. Case 2. When source is moving, observer is at rest. Observer is at, when source is moving and observer is at rest. The first case is when source is at rest and observer is moving. While he is moving towards the observer, towards the source and away from the source. We got the apparent frequency. So in this case, what about the apparent frequency? Even the source is moving. Already I told you, when the ambulance is coming towards an observer, it is the source. What is the source of sound there? The ambulance from the siren. So the ambulance is the source of sound that is moving, and the observer is not moving. So observer is at rest. In the first case, observer is moving. The source is at rest. Suppose a siren from the factory. So that does not move. The observer moves towards the factory. So then the source is at rest and observer is moving. Then we got the apparent frequency. Now when the source is moving and observer is at rest. Suppose the ambulance is coming towards an observer who is not moving. Okay. So let us take a source. And here is the observer. Okay. The source is moving towards the observer. Moving towards the observer. As I told you, in all directions, the sound from the source will be distributed, but we have to take a line joining the source and the observer, and here it is the line joining the source and the observer. Let us take it, okay? And the sound from this source will be heard by the observer, and the source is moving towards the observer, Now let V be the velocity of sound, and F be the frequency of sound, and next, as the source is moving, so Vs with V subscript S be the velocity of source. Velocity of a source. In the first case, we have taken velocity of the observer. Here, Vs is the velocity of the source, and lambda is the wavelength of the sound. Wavelength of sound. Wavelength of sound. Okay. So the sound wave is coming from this source. In the previous case, first case, there the velocity changes, the wavelength does not changes. Why? Because observer is moving, not source is moving. Here, when the source moves, what happens is, here suppose at this position the source started moving towards the observer. Okay, here the source is there. Okay, after some time, after a particular time, if the source comes here, here the wave from the source is reaching the observer, okay, and here from the source the distance starts here. Actually, before that, when the source is here, the distance is from here to here, that means from source to observer is here. Why? Because the sound is given by the source. So the sound is moving towards the observer, and so what happens to the wavelength? The wavelength compresses. So the sound comes from here now. After some time, the sound comes from here now to the observer. So from here the sound comes from here. So what happens? The wavelength compresses. That means how much it compresses? From here to here. This much of wavelength is compressed. That means what? It is nothing but the distance. From here to here, from here to here, it is the distance lambda. That is the distance. So this much of distance is affected here. So the distance is affected between the source and the observer. So automatically the distance is nothing but the wavelength. So the wavelength, how much it compressed, we have to take. So here what happens? The wavelength will be changed. In the previous case, the wavelength does not changes, but while the source is moving, as the distance is affected, so what happens? The wavelength changes. In the previous case also the distance decreases, but what happens? There the observer is moving. not the source is moving. Why? Because the sound actually, even it is at stationary, even it is moving, the sound should be from the source, not from the observer. So if the observer moves, there is a change in the velocity but not in the wavelength. But here the source is moving, which is giving sound. So what happens? There automatically there will be a compression in the wavelength. So how much it compresses, that wavelength, the change in the wavelength we have to take. So how much it changes while it is going towards the observer. Let us see. The wavelength changes. So we have to take the apparent wavelength. Apparent wavelength. It is going towards the observer. Towards the observer. So the wavelength compresses. So the original wavelength and how much it compressed, how much distance it compressed. Here from the equation V is equals to F lambda, V is equals to F lambda. If suppose we have taken the source of the velocity of the source, then lambda is equals to Vs by F. So how much it compressed? Vs by F. Suppose from here to here we have taken a position. One wavelength, that means 1 lambda, Vs by F. How much distance it is affected? Vs by F distance, which is equal to lambda, Vs by F, which is taken by the source. Okay, understood or not? Here the wavelength affects. So lambda minus Vs by F. How much it affected? Vs by F, which is equals to Vs by F. Why? Because the source is moving with the velocity Vs and with the frequency F, Vs by F. So that equals to, actually we have lambda equals from this original equation, V is equals to F lambda, lambda equals to V by F. So V by F minus Vs by F. Okay, that equals to apparent wavelength equals to V minus Vs by F. Okay, and now apparent frequency. We want the apparent frequency or not? So apparent frequency equals to, from that equation, from the apparent frequency we have already the equation V by lambda. So here the velocity does not changes. Okay, so that is equals to V by, what about the apparent wavelength? V minus Vs by Vf. V minus Vs by F, that equals to F into okay, while it is source is approaching towards the observer, apparent frequency equals to F into V by Vs. So what is the equation? Apparent frequency equals to F into V by V minus Vs. Okay, this is the apparent frequency equation for the apparent frequency. Frequency equals to, apparent frequency is equals to original frequency into V is the velocity of the sound. Remind the terms carefully. V is the velocity of the sound, and here also V is the velocity of the sound, and Vs is the velocity of the source. Okay, Vs is the velocity of the source. And let us see the next one. While suppose the source is going away from the, here also an observer is there, it is going in this direction. Suppose it is going in this direction, then the source is going away from the observer. That means the source is going away from the observer. Then what happens to the wavelength? it does not compresses here, it expands. That means here the wavelength will be like this. If the source is here, what happens? So there will be a change in the wavelength. There will be a change in the wavelength. Now we can take the apparent change in the wavelength or not. So apparent change in the wavelength will be, that is equals to lambda plus how much it changed? Okay, sorry. How much it changed? Vs by f. Lambda plus Vs by velocity of the source by frequency of the sound. How much it affected, how much it is expanded. That means here compressed. That means it is nothing but the distance. Lambda is nothing but the distance or not. So here how much distance it affected, it is going away from the observer, the source. The sound is coming from the source. So automatically the wavelength will be affected. The wavelength will be affected. So lambda plus Vs by f. Okay. Now like this, same like this, you will have apparent wavelength equals to this lambda equals to V by f. This is the original wavelength plus the change. Okay, that equals to, these combinedly equals to the apparent change in the wavelength. Okay, that is equals to V plus Vs by V plus Vs by f. Okay, now apparent frequency equals to, that is equals to apparent wavelength equals to V plus Vs by f or not. So V by V plus by f. Okay, that is equals to f into V by, okay, therefore okay, apparent frequency is equals to original frequency into velocity of the sound V by V plus velocity. V is the original velocity of the sound, and here Vs is the velocity of the source. It is moving away from the observer, away from the observer. So these two are the equations for the apparent frequencies. V f into V by V plus Vs. V by V plus Vs. Okay, note it down. See the equations. Source is at rest, observer is moving. This is the equation. Apparent frequency is equals to f into V plus V naught by V naught, V plus V naught by V, and apparent frequency is equals to f into V minus V naught by V. When source is at rest and observer moving, so observer when he is coming towards source, away from the source, and here in this case apparent frequency will be more than the original frequency, and here in this case apparent frequency will be less than the original frequency. Why? Because here numerator increases, so automatically what happens? Apparent frequency will be, the value of the apparent frequency will be increased than the original frequency, and here the numerator decreases, so automatically the original frequency decreases, so apparent frequency will automatically decreases than the original frequency. Okay, here when the source is moving and observer is at rest, when the source is moving towards observer, here towards source away from the source, and here away from observer. Okay, don't confuse with the equations. And apparent frequency is equals to f is equals to V by V minus Vs. V is the original, V is the velocity and F is the original frequency, velocity of the sound, and here V is the velocity of the sound and Vs is the velocity of the source. Here V0 is the velocity of the observer, and here towards the observer and away from the observer, and here apparent frequency will be greater than the original frequency, and here apparent frequency will be less than the why? Because here denominator decreases, so automatically apparent frequency increases. The value of apparent frequency increases than the original frequency. Okay, and here the denominator increases than the numerator. So automatically the total value of the apparent frequency decreases than the original frequency. And so when it is among the source and observer, one is at rest, either source or observer. What happens when source and observer both are moving? Generally, here one point, velocity of the sound in air nearly equals to 340 meters per second. This value, the value of V, velocity of sound in air. Generally, we have to take 340 meters per second, and in some problems, he will give 330 meters per second also. Nearly equals to 340 meters per second in air. The velocity of sound in air is equals to 340 meters per second. And one thing, in this Doppler effect is also applicable not only for the sound waves and also for the electromagnetic waves also. Okay. And now what happens when source and observer both are moving? Source and observer. Case 3 is the 1, 2, and case 3 is the source and observer both are moving. So from these 4 equations we can write apparent frequency will be equals to original frequency into V plus or minus V0 by V plus or minus source. Okay, this is the equation for the source, and if the source and observer both are moving, here source is at rest and source is moving, and observer moving, observer is at rest. So from these 4 equations we will get the equation apparent frequency equals to original frequency into velocity. V is the velocity of the sound and V0 is the velocity of the observer, and V is the velocity of the sound and Vs is the velocity of the source. Okay, and how these will be from this equation we will have another 4 types. That means while the source or observer are moving, okay, but if source and observer moving away from each other while coming towards each other, then what is the equation from this? Let us see. Okay, now see, in this case both source or observer are moving. I have written already this equation. Apparent frequency is equals to original frequency into V plus V0 by V plus or minus V0 by V plus or minus Vs. Okay, now when source is and observer are moving but towards each other, then what happens to apparent frequency? Automatically it increases. Why? Because they are approaching to each other. Then this equation can be written as apparent frequency equals to F into, okay, here V0, I will tell you plus or minus becomes Vs. Here this one increases. When it will increases if the numerator is more than the denominator. If the numerator is more than the denominator. So what happens here? V plus V0 and V minus V0. So if the numerator is more than the denominator, then the value of apparent frequency will be more. So that means the apparent frequency increases, then source and observer are moving towards each other. Both are moving but towards each other. So v f into v plus v naught by v minus vs. And next one is if the observer is moving towards the source and source is going away from the observer, then we will get second one is, okay, observer is moving towards source but source is moving away from the observer, then apparent frequency equals to f into v naught vs. Here observer wants the high pitch sound, that means high frequency sound, so he wants to increase v naught, v plus v naught. Observer wants to increase, but here the source wants to decrease. Why? Because it is moving away from the source, away from the observer. So it wants to decrease this value. So if it wants to decrease, what happens? Automatically the denominator must increase. If the denominator increases, then automatically the value will be decreased. So it wants to decrease. So v plus vs. So when the source observer is moving towards source but source is moving away from the observer. This is the equation. Okay. And now the third one. Okay. The third one is if the observer is moving away from source but source is moving towards the observer. But observer is moving away. Then what about the apparent frequency equals to f into here observer wants to decrease the frequency. That means he does not listen that much of noise. He is moving away from the source and source is moving towards the observer. And then how it decreases its INF. Okay. And also the source is moving towards them. So how the value will be increased? If the value will be less than the numerator, then the source wants to increase the frequency. So v minus vs. Okay. And now the next one is if both are moving away. That means both does not want to increase the frequency. That means the observer does not wants to hear the sound more high pitch sound. So when the fourth case is in this one is observer is moving away and the source is also moving away. Observer is also moving away and the source is also moving away. Then how will it be? Apparent frequency equals to original frequency into v naught vs. So observer wants to decrease this one, so minus, but also source is also want to decrease the frequency. It is also moving away from the source. So what happens if the denominator value increases? Then automatically the apparent frequency decreases. So this is the equation for this one. So don't confuse. So overall, all these equations, we will get this equation. Apparent frequency is equals to f into v plus or minus v naught by v plus or minus vs. But remember these equations, these are very important for making problems for this topic, Doppler effect. Okay. And also this Doppler effect will be applicable when the velocity of the source. So listen, velocity of source and also velocity of the observer, these velocities should be very, very less than a velocity of the sound. Then only this Doppler effect will be applicable. That means these formulas will be applicable. So the velocity of source and velocity of the sound should be less than the velocity of the sound. The velocity of source and velocity of observer should be less than the velocity of the sound. And also this Doppler effect will not be there if both are at rest also. Source and observer are at rest. If both are at rest, so there will be no change in the frequency. So there will be no Doppler effect. There will be no Doppler effect. So both source and observer are at rest. There is no Doppler effect will be there. So then also the Doppler effect will not be there. So if there is a change, so for the change in the frequency, these are the equations. Okay, and also some applications depending upon the Doppler effect. That means some uses are also there. This frequency difference, by finding the frequency difference, that means this Doppler effect is useful when this phenomena is used in a particular systems. Let us see those systems. This Doppler effect is used in radar system, in sonar system, okay, and also speed trap. That means radar speed trap ani antaru. Speed trap. How it will be useful is in radar system. Generally, suppose to know the height of the aeroplane from the surface of the ground. From the radar system, waves will be, electromagnetic waves will be released. That means the radio waves like this. From the radar system, waves will be released, and those waves, when it strikes the aeroplane and returns back, and a receiver will be there. Suppose from the radar system, the waves will be sent. Suppose an aeroplane is here, then it strikes this aeroplane, and there will be a receiver will be there, and it receives those waves. And while receiving those waves, depending upon the height, the frequency automatically changes. The frequency of these waves automatically changes. So they can easily detect at how much height the aeroplane is going. And sonar, the sound and navigation ranging. Using this system, the depth of the ocean, or suppose or some objects below the sea, below the ocean, to detect those objects which are present in the ocean. Those can be detected by using this system, sonar system. The waves will be sent from the sonar system, from this system, which is in a ship or something like that. So those waves will strike the particular object in the ocean and returns back. And by calculating the distance and the time it takes the wave to receive received by the receiver, and so by that the sonar system calculates the time and also the frequency, and also the object at what depth the object is there in the ocean. It can be also detected. So using sonar system, depending upon the change in the frequency. And speed trap, police will have a particular device which detects the frequency. That means which detects the change in the frequency of a vehicle. If the vehicle is going very fast, then using this detector, they receives a particular range of frequency, with how much speed the vehicle is going. So at a particular distance, the police can easily detect the particular car is going very fast, or the particular vehicle is going very fast. So then automatically the police stops that vehicle not to go with that much of speed. Why? Because speed is very very dangerous for a particular vehicle. It will have a particular range while going on the road. So this Doppler effect will be used like this also. It will have some applications. And also in this Doppler effect, related to this, we will have some problems also. Let us see those problems related to this Doppler effect. Here see students, a problem related to the Doppler effect topic. A train is standing at the auto signal of a railway station, blows a whistle of frequency 400 Hz. The units for the frequency are Hz. Okay, in still air. What is the frequency of the visual for a platform observer when the train, first question is, approaches the platform, and the second question is recedes from the platform. That means while it is approaching, while it is coming towards the platform and going away from the platform. Two questions are asked, and we have the formula already we have seen. So what are the apparent frequencies he has asked? The original frequency, how much he has given? F is equals to, solution is, the original frequency, how much it is? 400 Hz. Okay, in the air. So what is the velocity of sound in air? How much? 340 meters per second. Okay, and frequency of the visual for a platform observer. Visual for a platform observer. So approaching, while it is approaching the platform. So while it is approaching means here the train is moving. So source is moving and observer is stationary. And what is the formula? Apparent frequency. While it is approaching, first one, apparent frequency equals to V by, as the source is moving, V by V minus Vs into the original frequency. Into the original frequency. So how much it is? We have, that is equals to, V is how much? 340 by original velocity of the sound is 340, and the velocity of the source is 10 meters per second. The train approaches the platform with a speed of 10 meters per second. So the velocity of the source is 10 meters per second. So minus 10. Okay. And the original frequency is 400 Hz. 400 Hz. The units for the frequency are Hz. Okay. That is equals to 340 by 340 minus 10. That is equals to 340 by 330 into 400. 0 cancels, and 34 by 33 nearly equals to 1.03 into 400. And into 100 means the points will be not there. That is equals to, nearly equals to 402 12 Hz. And of course 0.1 becomes 412.1 Hz. You will get like this. So for the apparent frequency, V by V minus Vs. The units for the frequency are Hz. Also second inverse, units for frequency. Note it down. Hz, or like this we can write. And also second inverse. Why? Because frequency is nothing but the inversely proportional to time period. That is equal to second inverse. So units are second inverse also. So for the frequency, Hz or second inverse. Okay. We have this formula also, F is equals to 1 by T. Of course, for the units, I have written like this. The problem is this one. Okay. And the next problem. The next problem. What is the next problem? Recedes. That means it leaves. It leaves. So when it leaves, what happens? This formula becomes the apparent frequency is equals to V by V plus Vs. V by V plus Vs into F. That is equals to 340 by 340 plus 10 into the original frequency is how much? Into 400. Okay. If we will solve that one, we will get about 388 Hz. If we solve this one, we will get 388 Hz. This is the problem. Note it down. Another problem. Let us see. Here see the problem. A source and a detector move away from each other. That means source and detector are both are moving, each with speed 10 meters per second with respect to ground. If the detector detects a frequency 1950, that means he has given the frequency 1950 of sound coming from the source. What is the original frequency of the sound? This is the change in frequency. That means the apparent frequency he has given, and we have to find the original frequency. And what is the formula? If both are moving away from each other, both are moving away from each other, we will have the formula. If both are moving, source and detector are both are moving away from each other, we have the formula. Vs. Okay, V minus V naught by V plus Vs. This is the formula if both are moving away from each other. And now he has, I asked the original frequency, and also he has what he has given. He has given the apparent frequency equals to 1950 Hz, and the velocities of both source and observer. Source and observer is this one. V naught equals to Vs equals to how much? 10 meters per second. And velocity of sound in air is 340 meters per second. Velocity of sound in air is 340 meters per second. And if we have substituted these values, we will get. And but he has asked the original frequency. So F equals to, here this comes like this. V plus Vs by V minus V. Okay, that is equals to how much the apparent frequency? 1950 into 340. Original velocity is 340 plus how much? 10. Velocity of source by 340. Velocity of observer is also 10. That equals to, if we solve that equation, we will get the value 2070 Hz. Okay. If we solve this one, we will get 2070 Hz. That is the original frequency. Okay. Okay students, this is about the topic related to this chapter. This is the last topic in this chapter, Doppler effect. And about this Doppler effect in the next chapter also you will have about the Doppler effect, but about in the light waves, the effect in the light waves. This is in the sound waves. For the light waves also same situation will be applicable for the light waves also. And related to this topic you will have question and answers. Maybe 8 marks question also will comes from this Doppler effect topic. So read carefully. Okay, we will meet in the next class. Thank you students.